Hey there, welcome to another Take 10 with Zen. I'm Brett Zen, and I'm a recovering control freak. Welcome, all you control freaks. I know in our last Take 10, we kind of talked about why we want to be in control. So I thought I would kind of expand on that a little more, because I know in this kind of current climate of what's going on in the world, we all kind of feel out of control. So I think it is kind of fitting to kind of spend a little more time on that. I kind of touched a little on this last time about why it is that we feel out of control. So just real quick, we have these conditional love laws that are developed, through all the media, through school, through siblings and families and friends. And they just kind of all pile up over our life where we get caught up in these conditions that we feel have to be met in order to feel lovable, acceptable, worthy of love and attention. And when we get attached to those outcomes, then we begin to want to control the people that are supposed to act a certain way or treat us a certain way on that list of laws, or situations we want to control because these things have to happen in order for us to be worthy. And then even obtaining things, we, especially in America, we have all these, television ads and all these commercials of, you need to look this way, you need to own this, you should have this because people will like you and love you then, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, we know all of that, stuff. We're not blind to it anymore like we used to be. So all those things that we want to be in control of are outside of our control because they're outside of us. People will change or act a different way, or they'll pass away. Situations never stay the same, and things deteriorate, break, or are stolen. So all those things are outside of our control. So then when we define ourselves by those, then those unstable things make us feel unstable because that's what we're defining ourselves by. So all of that to kind of move on to our kind of theme of this Take 10. And I really feel one of the big ends for me in my life has been the fear of death. That is one of our little conditional laws. And the thing that really hit me in my life was, what if someone doesn't die when they're supposed to? Or I guess a better way to say that is when they die when we don't feel they were supposed to. Makes us think, and it really just shakes our foundation of, if this person passed when they weren't supposed to, then what if I die when I'm not supposed to? So it really just kind of shakes our world when death happens in our life. We see it or experience it with friends and family, or even just with what's on in the world where, the death toll of viruses and things increase. We're like, what if that happens to someone I love, or something happens to me? So I thought talking about how I have kind of faced that might help, spawn some thoughts for you, and in case those are the fears that are in your face right now, maybe that can help you. It's one of the first things that kind of hit me in my life was that life happens for me, not to me. And what kind of brings that to a believable place in my mind for my brain is that I have this belief that life is this huge improv play put on by all us kids. We're all kids in the eyes of the Creator because we're so young compared to eternity. So when you look at it that way, how improv works is you get all these huge themes in your life of things that are going to happen. It's like, the famous TV shows of improv where they ask the studio audience, give me a situation, a person, and a thing, and then they make the people act it out. And that's kind of, I think, what we did. We're like, all right, these are all the things that we're going to experience in my life, and it's not necessarily exactly scripted on how I'm going to act it out or how I'm going to respond or react to it. I get to choose that. So even though, I might get fired from a job, how I go about being fired is totally up to me. Maybe I'm going to get in a relationship. How that relationship unfolds, how I respond to being cheated on, or them treating me poorly, or me being mean to them, all that is going to be determined by me. So, when you look at that, I get to choose how I react to any situation, then that would also include death. And all this stuff that happens, all these events that come across my stage, across this character that I'm playing here, I'm doing all this, why put on a play? Well, because it's fun, it's an experience, as kids, we get to determine how dramatic is it going to be for me, am I going to be the victim, the hero, or the villain in it, or am I just going to be a witness to what is happening? And I think in the beginning, we are so excited about being dramatic about our lives. We come here to experience all these opposites of who we really are. On the other side of eternity, we're these perfect, powerful, supernatural, eternal, spiritual beings made of unconditional love. When we come here to experience fear, this is a huge play of fear, a huge amusement park of fear. We come here to interact in these characters and or ride these rides. And we do all this for the experience. So every moment is perfect because we experience those opposites. And at some point, we grow bored of feeling a certain way and we want to feel something different, so we do. And when have scripted for a new event to come into our life, then it does. And believing all that has helped me to not freak out as much or be dramatic about events as they come in my life, because then I realize and I ask myself, why would I have wanted to experience that? What can I learn about myself, about my higher eternal self, by witnessing, feeling the little small character of myself that I'm portraying here? It's not who I am, it's just a character that I'm playing in this improv play. So whenever I start to freak out and I have that ping in my heart of fear, just try to take a deep breath and remember, this is just a movie. Why did I want to experience this at this moment? And why do I think our world, all these billions of characters, why did we want to experience this that's going on in the world right now? And I had another video that I talked about, the fear of death, which I'll, of course, link down below. If you want to check that out, it kind of talks a little bit about that. Why would this be happening in our world right now? So hopefully that at least brought you a moment of peace or distraction with what's going on in the world and in your life right now. And just know that everything I do because I care about you. I send you just wonderful love, healing love, calming love, just a giant hug. I know that I care and I love you, and just hang in there because everything is temporary. Take care.